Well, hello again. This is Mike Snook coming at you, doing my 30-day video challenge, and this is day 9. Well, today I wanted to speak about working at home and dealing with daily interruptions, things that are harder to avoid when you're in a home-based business, especially if you have family and friends and dogs and a lot of other things that can uh, interrupt your day as you go through. For me, I have a dog, and anytime somebody walks by or whatever, she goes crazy and starts barking, and a lot of times that becomes disruptive. I have to put on my headphones, listen to instrumental music or whatever to drown her out sometimes. Then I get people coming to the door, knocking on my door and calling on the phone and all kinds of things. And it seems like it's constant. And a lot of times you do have to deal with it. I mean, you have to take care of it. I probably ignore the majority of the phone calls I get each and every day. But I still have a tendency to glance over when the phone rings. It still disrupts me from what I'm doing, so that I take a look to see who it is. If it's someone I recognize and know and feel that it's important, I will answer the phone. But a lot of times it's not. It's a momentary glance, but over to see who it is. But then I get right back to work. However, there is that interruption, that momentary pause, and if it's something I was really requiring mental work on, you can lose your train of thought, and to get back to it takes more time. For me anyways, I know that sometimes it takes about 15 minutes or so to really start warming up, and then I get going on a roll, and as long as I keep going, I do fine. But if I get an interruption in when I'm on a roll, it stops me dead in my tracks, and it takes another 15 minutes or so to get back on track again, and get it back on a roll. So it's never really good, and it's hard to deal with, but you just have to realize that there are interruptions that will happen in your day, and just take care of them as they come, and do as much as you can. And speaking of interruptions, today I saw a call that came in. I decided to take it. For some reason lately, most of the telemarketer calls are coming in on local area codes, making it look like it's some local call. Then it's not. But I've gotten used to that and ignore them now. If it's totally somebody I can't identify or whatever, I don't even bother answering it. However, today I answered this one call, and it was an opportunity call. The guy said that he could help. They have this program where I could be making hundreds of dollars a day online. And And I'm thinking, well, where did you get my name and stuff? And they said, well, it's something you had signed up for 3 years ago. I'm thinking, 3 years ago? And you're now calling me? You talk about slow customer service. The other day I was talking about customer service from major corporation. Well, this was one I had inferred or referred back 3 years ago, and they're just now getting around to calling me. But anyways, when they did call and talked a little bit, they wanted me, they said it'd be best explained if I watched this YouTube video that explained what this program and everything that it does for you and whatever. So like, I guess it kind of threw me off guard. And I said, oh yeah, sure. I went up and watched the video, and watched about 15 minutes of it, and I said, wow, this is like crazy. I could see where it would be attractive to a newbie, someone just starting out, but the experience I had in the many programs that I've tried, I knew this was the BS meter was hitting way in the red flag zone. So, anyways, as I was talking, I stopped watching the video because I said, "What am I doing? Why am I doing this? I'm already got a business. I already got 8 active websites. And I know other things I have to do. Why am I allowing myself to get off my game here?" So, I basically, when I was talking to this guy, I realized that there were some things that I was talking about, and he seemed to was having difficulty following me. And part of it saying that he was going to be, a mentor of this program and help, me through this stuff. And as I'm talking to him, I asked him a few questions, and then he says to me, "I don't know. I just, have started this program, the coaching part of it, myself." And I'm thinking, wow, this is really nuts. I hung up on it. It's plain and simple. He tried to call me back, but I just ignored it. And hopefully I won't get any more calls from them. But I just, couldn't believe that and what he had to say, and the fact that he admittedly was saying, "Well, I'm just getting, started with this and that, and I'm not, familiar with everything." And it's like, well, then, before you start calling people, wouldn't it be smart to really get to know your program and what it's all about before you start giving advice and stuff? But anyways, it is what it is. But I guess the biggest disappointment was in myself for allowing myself to waste what ended up being a total of a half an hour of my time from his call and watching the video and thinking about it. It's like, why am I doing this? I do have some sites that are actually successful. In fact, I found today that my one site is already made, and is almost halfway in the week, has already made 1.5 times its goal for the week. And it still's got about 3 or 4 days left. So anyways, I said what I need to do is really examine that and just duplicate it, as marketers or gurus like to say, to rinse and repeat those things I'm doing. But anyways, to focus more on getting what I already have available and not allowing this to go. I've been able to screen and ignore emails that used to catch my attention, and then I'd have to look into them. And that I still get a one or two every once in a while. Then I make note of what it is that attracted me to it, so I can use the technique in my email campaigns to do the same thing. Because really the opening line or the subject line is what gets you to either pay attention to it and to open up the email. Because if they don't open up the email and skip right over you, you never have a chance to explain what it is you have or whatever. So it's interesting to do that. But I've pretty much been able to filter out a lot of my BS email. Well, when you have 22 email accounts, you have to find ways of doing it. And there are times where I just unsubscribe. So, and not here. Some of these people don't. They keep sending it anyways, even after you unsubscribe. But anyways. When it comes to phone calls, though, I can momentarily get caught off guard and end up wasting some time. But again, it didn't. It's like I came to my senses and said, "What the I doing? Listening even to this, I should have just said, oh, no, thank you, and hung up and saved myself a half an hour time. So anyways, those are some of the things you can run into when you're trying to do your business, and it's important to really know what you want to do that day and stay focused with it. And when an interruption comes, to take care of it as quickly as you possibly can so you can get back to doing what you need to do and accomplish what you hope to get accomplished for that day. So that's all I have really to say for today's video, and I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. So have a good evening, and I'll talk to you again.